We have it, saying it's spelling a first and last name title, and we'll go from
Sure, Dominic Saraceno, Dominic Saraceno, and I'm the attorney for Logan Mott here in Buffalo.
there. You've been in contact with Mott. What has he said? What have you heard from his family? Like we were saying off camera, it's such a rare situation involving such a young kid.
Sure, I did go to visit him yesterday at the youth detention facility on East Ferry. Although I can't get into details about my communications with him, I can tell you that he adamantly denies any involvement in his grandmother's death.
And what are the next steps now? Because, as you know, we're trying to figure out when the extradition hearing is happening. I know that there's kind of a process since we're talking about a minor here.
Correct. I've been in touch with the fugitive officer from the City of Buffalo Police. She coordinates all the extradition matters for the City of Buffalo. She is waiting on a call from Albany, from the Office of Court Administration. Once she gets that call, then we'll decide whether he's going to be brought to family court or an adult court. I think he'll most likely be brought to family court for an extradition process to begin.
Can you explain how the process works and how this is unique because this involves a minor?
Correct. It is unique because it involves a minor. The process generally works like this. He'll be brought to court. He'll be given two options. Either run an extradition hearing, in which case he would just challenge the validity of the warrant in Florida, or he can waive the hearing without making any admissions of guilt and just agree to go back to Florida and fight the charges there.
Anything else you want to add as far as, so it sounds like extradition hearing is not happening today. It's kind of waiting for the pieces to fall into place.
Correct.
To figure out what happens next?
Correct. Yeah, the extradition hearing will probably take place later in the week. As far as anything to add, I would just ask the public not to rush the judgment. We're talking about a child here in ninth grade, a 15-year-old boy, and I would ask that people not jump to any conclusions until a thorough investigation has been completed.
How about his family members? Obviously, he has his parents in Florida. In the contact that you've had with them, what's the feeling that you sense there? Obviously, I'm sure concern for their son.
Sure. Mom lives in Missouri. She retained me on behalf of Logan. Dad lives in Jacksonville. It's a bit of a complicated situation because it was Dad's mother who was found in the backyard, which creates a bit of a conflict of interest on behalf of Dad, because he, on the one hand, would like to see justice for his mother. On the other hand, as a father, I would imagine, and I haven't spoken to him, but I would imagine as a father he would feel a natural desire to want to protect this child. So it creates a bit of a conflict there, in my opinion. I've been dealing mostly with mother. I don't think father is in a position right now to address these issues. No, grandmother was watching him because father was on vacation out of town. He lives with his father.
Did he mention why he chose Canada?
No, I can't get into details about why he was found up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
But from what I've gathered, it kind of sounds like he was a good kid, didn't have a background, history.
He has zero criminal history. He was well liked by his peers. He had good grades. Nothing to suggest that he would be capable of any kind of violence.
Nothing adds up really to.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
It doesn't add up, and that's why I asked the public just not to rush to judgment.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that I might have missed? That you can comment on?
No, just again that he's adamant that he had nothing to do with his grandmother's death, that he feels horrible that she's no longer with us.